Ladies and gentlemen of the SRG universe, the following program is scheduled for one fall. This is Talk of the Universe. Ladies and gentlemen of the SRG universe, the following program is scheduled for one fall. This is Talk of the Universe.
Folks, and welcome to this week's episode of Talk of the Universe.
I am your host, the Player of the Year, Practice Site Jeremy Steigerwald. With me is Chibi, who is much better looking than Paul Trejo, and Brian. Wait for it, Schmidt, consigliere to the BOSS, who I believe is the greatest American who ever lived, and unless I decide to claim that title too. And welcome to Talking the Universe, my show.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Chip,
What?
Did Farley do this?
No.
Farley do what?
But I think you need to
give you another
add
concussion?
another. Yeah, I think you need to add another number to your buried counter.
Oh, yeah, I might as well. Yeah. All right. Take it away, host.
All right. So I've decided that we could start things off with the 3 P's and 1 C, or we could start things off with a 20-minute dissertation on why I am great.
Oh.
But since we're going to do that later in the show anyway, let's do it with the P's and the C for right now.
That's right. The 3 P's and your little C, your post, your photo, and your promo of the week with maybe a comment. I don't remember if we got that.
We got a comment,
but
don't worry.
I do believe we have 2 promos that made this week special.
Yes, and we're going to save them for last because, they're good. They're really good ones, what can I say? But we'll start off with the post of the week.
All right.
This
one coming from one of our newest players.
You got a great first name.
Jeremy.
I just picked this game up to play with some buddies. I understand how the game works, and it is random. Then goes on to talk about a bunch of other different games he's played. And he wants to know where to make his rising sun better and how to do it.
Well, I could really point you in the direction. Wait, no, point in the direction of Brock Smith, who runs Barry Rising Sun. Jeremy, how do you feel about Rising Sun with the new player?
I mean, it's a good card for a new player because you've got a finish that if it hits, you're probably going to win. It's a simple gimmick.
Yeah,
it's good, but despite the fact he's got the one super, all of his finishes are good. He's not overpowered. He's simple. He's strong, and you might losing some matches with Rising Sun might teach you about how stats affect finish stops and that kind of math, which is sort of a more advanced player thing.
Okay.
So Rising Sun being very, very heavy on top with certain stats that stop strikes and not so much with things that stop submissions. You might see how that plays out, and you're like, oh wow, because I have this stats, I have fewer chances to stop a submission, and that's a good that getting over that hill is one of the things that from a beginning player to an intermediate player. So Rising Sun's a good character for that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then hopefully they have a good time at the first event that they are ever able to make it to. But compared to the games that they were talking about, Lorcana and Magic and Pokemon, this is a completely different beast, folks.
Yes, completely different beast for this guy.
Okay.
Welcome, Jeremy.
But
we appreciate
good
it.
post.
Good post.
All right. Photo of the week.
All right, so photo of the week. I first want to put a spotlight on one person who's been doing this thing the last couple of weeks in the community every Monday.
Okay.
That is from Titan, Dustin. He's putting out this LFF News Today. It gives you a little news page of,
Kickstarter in full swing. CAC success in Long Island.
Yeah. Drink on bumps. Good idea. Bad idea. Okay. And
oh, hey, man.
There's 12 pages to this newsletter?
All I have is the front page.
Well, I mean, okay.
Oh, hey, man.
I just wanted to chime in from the background. I love this idea that Dustin Smith is putting together. It's something I've joked about for a very long time. I think that we have a newsletter with, I think also, which would be really funny, is like Onion-style articles as well.
I mean, that can get
there's so much stuff you could do with fake
trolling very
newspapers, right? Like the Onion, you could have like if you're a Harry Potter fan, like the Quibbler, like the really far-fetched, bizarre conspiracy ones and stuff.
Weekly
I think that
news, that type of thing.
What do you mean fake newspapers? That looked legit.
No, I didn't say. Did I say fake? If I did, I apologize. I didn't mean it in that context. The very, very legit, factually accurate newspaper coming from Dustin Smith is wonderful. Absolutely love it. Please keep it coming.
Yes. But another photo of the week we're going to show off right here. Your winner of the Long Island CAC in front of the plane he's wearing, the F-14 Tomcat, Robert the Brain Dunn. We'll go more over that CAC a little bit.
You got to dress for the job you want, people.
Yeah.
All right.
All important promos of the week. We're going to start off with this first one. Actually, we're not going to start with this one.
Whichever one you're going to start off with, Schmidt.
Yeah, I'm going to get to it right now. Here we go.
Detroit. understand how important this has become to me. The amount of effort and time I have put into this, we are not going to let it go to waste. We're going to do this like we did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, until you're ready. Mitch and I are going to defend our tag titles.
You and
What did you call me?
Mitch and I are going to defend the Midwest Coast Tag Belts.
Mitch and I are the greatest tag team that this division has ever seen.
Mitch and I are the greatest tag team the Midwest has ever seen.
My friend Mitch has made me better at Super Show and made me better in life.
My friend Mitch has made me better at Super Show and better at life.
Buddy, you almost got it. We are so close. It's almost time for the big show.
Folks, remember, don't brainwash your friends.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, guys. Don't brainwash your friends. It's not fun.
remember when he was in the crime wave and he was the one that was part of getting like the shopkeepers off the street and tying them up until they paid their production money? It's not as fun on the other end, is it?
Most definitely is not that fun.
Yeah. All right, here's your other promo of the week. This is definitely promo of the week, but we want to showcase that promo as well too. That was well done by Mitchell Manja.
Sometimes you have to take a long look at yourself, don't you? You won Player of the Year, you were World Champion, you had the most exciting faction wars in history, and what are you getting out of it? Steve Rest comes on Talking Universe, I'm going to get a rematch just because I'm Steve Rest, and I'm the greatest American of all time. I was the Underworld Champion, I put a character in Underworld while I was Underworld Champion, I didn't get a shot for it. This nice guy thing ain't working out for me, is it? I don't have to be humble anymore. I'm the Player of the Year. I want what I want. Give me what I want! That's how 2025 is going to be.
Jeremy, do we have to be concerned?
Yeah, do we have to worry about you?
Why would you worry about me? I'm the Player of the Year. I'm just, I've decided that I don't need to be humble anymore.
No. I'm talking about that. That eye looking back at you. I know that eye very well.
My eyes were looking in the mirror. Of course, I'm looking back. The reflection of me is looking back. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
What's really relevant is that I won a opportunity for the Underworld Championship while I was the Underworld Championship, and thus was told that I wouldn't have my opportunity at the Underworld Championship. And I think certain general managers need to fix that. But I think now with this new direction in my life, I think we can get that done.
I think so too, Jeremy.
Good luck, Jeremy.
All right, well, that was your 3 Ps. Let's see our little C.
Our little C comes from the SRG Beetle list on the GOAT Brock Smith, the United States General Managers, post about last night's dojo. If you accidentally get yourself disqualified versus Brock for the greater good of the United States, come see me for a prize.
Oh, and we'll get to talk about that in detail in a little bit.
We will. Don't worry.
So I didn't go. Do I get a prize for that?
Were you DQ'd?
I think
So
so.
you DQ.
That's even better. I didn't even have to go through the effort. I just decided, I'll let him have it. You know?
Oh, we'll talk to him when he comes back a little later on in the show.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All
But that was our 3 Ps and our little C. Thank you so much for everyone doing amazing on the promos.
Yes,
The
great job.
photos being phenomenal, especially that little news article. And for the great questions asked in the post. Continue to do that so we can be doing these segments.
Yes, please do.
All right, going back into week in review, and we will start this week with Thursday night. Why? Because Thursday night is the best night for Super Show action. Chibi's Thursday Night Fights number 188.
Wow.
We had a dark match into a cage match. One of my favorite ways of going back to back. We had 16 players here for this, folks.
Wow.
Our top 8 is as follows: Ronnie Roms as Father Light, Ricky Riot as Theo, the Greek Neo, Steven Moonstar as Commodore Terraskull,
Wow.
Slade Holiday as the Uncaged Beast, El Hombre Cybernetico bringing AJ Styles, our headband champion
Did he win with Kenny Omega?
as Eva Firecat.
No Kenny Omega.
Second place, Colby Cram as Mr. Poppin' Twist.
Nice.
And in first place, putting his Crime Wave back on the map for the second week in a row,
Oh.
Steve Resk as the Hollow King.
Ooh. Grand Pack version?
Okay. Yes, the new version.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to leave talking about the Long Island Tabletop CAC to a little later on in the broadcast, seeing if we can get Steve Rest to come in and talk about it. So we're going to go straight into Sunday Night Fights.
All right. Sunday Night Fights was just straight one match. What was the match? It was the Old School Championship as the back. I think that was the back. The chiropractor, Paul Morrell, took on the LFF Old School Champion, Mr. Ron Rumble, Mr. Sunday Night, and went back and forth legitimately. But your winner, Nacho Guy. Yeah, Nacho Guy. Nacho Guy made an appearance.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Nacho Man, whatever you want to call it. Nacho Man. Your winner
right.
and still LFF Old School Champion, Ron Rumble. His next opponent is his mentor, his coach, my tag team partner, Italian Bombada, as Chainsaw Jimmy.
Okay.
You know, it's a shame that the chiropractor got taken out in the parking lot of Level Up Games in Duluth. They had better security there. He wasn't able to recover in time.
Oh.
But that's not Mr. Rumble's fault.
Definitely not.
He can only defend against who's in the ring with him. So that the Italian Bombada, hopefully he's looking out on the subway, making sure that there's nobody in the stable when he walks past.
Or, making sure the shark stays in the tank.
I doubt he's going to do that.
Me too.
All right. That leads us into Monday Night Fights, hosted by Brian Waitford Schmidt. There was no stipulations in Top Cut this time. Our top 4 is as follows: Mr. El Hombre Cybernetico as AJ Styles.
Ooh.
Third place, Ricky Riot as the 2020 Theo.
Yes.
Second place, Johnny Eldis as Father Light.
Ah.
And in first place, finishing the entire week for the Crime Wave,
Was it Joker
the
Fish?
amazing VHS, Mr. Brian Waitford Schmidt as Nyrab.
I won my
The
own.
Crime Wave going back to back in online events. Congratulations to them. Trying to put some numbers out there before Faction Wars gets into full swing for the finals.
Yep.
When there's no steps, it doesn't matter if you're in your own event. There's no steps.
Yeah, I know,
Didn't
but
have an advantage.
You know, but people like to complain because, you know, well, Schmidt knew everyone's competitors before he got in there. No, I didn't, you jerks. I always play one competitor on Monday nights if I even play. Everyone freaking knows that. So do me a favor, keep your whining to a minimum. Please sit back down and respect that I actually know how to play the game.
All right. Tuesday night, we were supposed to have Dojo. Instead, we had the U.S. Brock Invitational Gauntlet matches.
So, just a keynote there, they were still able to play for cards. They
Yes.
were still able to give bonuses to the house and to the champion, to the challenger, but the challenger did not get the double bonus variety.
Yes, and we had Mr. Brock Smith playing one of 9 different competitors that he had prepared for this.
Oh,
He had the U.S. title belt with him, and the opponent had no access to entrances.
Nope.
And this technically went on until he lost, and the person that won would receive a shot, or would receive a number 1 contendership shot
yes.
for the U.S. title
They'd have to
going
take on,
into Grand Gathering.
they'd have to take on Colby Cram.
And then if
Yes.
nobody did it, that would go to Steve Resk.
Yes. And in total, I believe 2 people beat him.
2 people beat him, but the first person to beat Brock was me.
Brian Wakefield Schmidt as the second person picked.
Yes. I cleared it with the GM before we did anything, but you idiots don't really care. You just say, I fixed the thing, I fixed the raffle, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, if he was going to fix it, he'd have nobody win so that
Yeah.
the boss would get the title shot, but instead he took
Exactly.
it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that
that's
is why we're going to have Schmidt's burial for the 100th time this week, a little later on tonight.
Yep, we're about
Because
30
unless he's going to offer on a silver platter the title shot to Steve Ress, I don't see how you don't end up in the middle of Manhattan's Bay, Schmidt.
I mean,
You're going to be swimming with the fishes.
no, leave the shark out of this, Chibi. We don't want the shark yet. Dojo was wild last night as well, too. We had a great time. Thank you to Rainbow Apocalypse for coming in and hanging out with us as he showed off his jambalaya, which looked delicious.
He added a completely different level to it.
Yeah.
And then we also got a little bit of craziness right after because the person that won second, Mr. Drew Matson,
Oh, boy.
kind of destroyed him really quick.
Yeah, he did. 4 turns. 4 turns beat Brock. Ow. That's rough.
But either way, folks, cards that went on sale.
I got him right here.
I'm just wondering if Brock would have done a little better if he hadn't had been tortured all week, tied up in a ring somewhere in Michigan.
That's possible. He did win the first match, though.
Yes. And then won a couple more later.
Yep, so cards to go on sale are as follows. Ring Rat Chicken Wing Choke. Joey Sins, good competitor. Aegis and Augury, the tornado of oh my god.
Joel Williams and Matthias, son of Zeus.
Thank you.
That would be Annika and Helen.
Yeah, thank you. And then Chaos Undivided, a Grand Pack card at number 14. Only 2 Grand Pack cards went up last night. That's shocking.
All right. After that, let's go ahead and go into locals reports while I try to find the SRG BLSS Steve Ress so that we can go over the CAC that happened this past week.
And what's going to happen to Brian.
Oh,
yes.
LFF Universe, this is Practice Site Jeremy Steigerwald, your player of the year and a humble guy. And we have the locals report for the week of April the 9th, 2025. We have 2 locals that sent in reports this week, so let's get to them. We're going to start with Titan Legacy Wrestling, taking place in Stockbridge, Georgia, Atomic Gaming on the 8th. And the only thing to report is that we have a new Titan Legacy champion, Chris Langwamoth. And I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but he defeated that cowardly Chip Allen, who was probably hiding under the table during the match throwing dice over the ledge so that he didn't have to look his opponent in the eye. But Chris Lagomoth is the champion. He won the championship with Campeón de las Llamas. So it's Brian Schmidt. Someone can win with Campeón de las Llamas. So we got our eyes on Chris. He's a pretty new player, only a couple of decks, and this is his first championship in the LFF. Titan Legacy champion, and he says that he is only defending against competitors who wear either a mask or face paint because he looks Campeón and he doesn't want to look at anybody's face. Maybe he's taking after Chip Allen. Maybe Chip set a bad example, and that's how he thinks you got to do it. You have to hide your face. I don't know. But it means we're going to have a bunch of more phony luchadors with masks. What are you doing encouraging this? Sorry, blacked out for a second. I'm sure that's perfectly normal. But speaking of perfectly normal, let's go to the Rust Belt. Recess games on the 7th. And we have a tournament to report. Top 4, 2nd through 4th, all had similar records. We've got Funtime Bob as KO Princess. We have the Dude, Sean Steiner, as Rainbow Girl. And we have... You know what? If you can't even tell us your name, did you even compete? It says Johnny Gargano. All right, you know what? We have a top 3. Funtime Bob, the Dude, and taking it down undefeated was the Lethal Endorser, Joe Gilchrist, using Warehouse. Great showing by Joe. He's now the #1 contender for the Rust Belt X title. He will face Matt Pineapple, future Hall of Famer, World Championship material Matt Pineapple. Joe Gilchrist going to have a tough time with the Rust Belt X Championship. But there is a champion in the Rust Belt who will not show his face. It's redacted. And he or she, I don't know if it's a he. I apologize. It could be anybody. Defending using Perfection Sean Spears against Funtime Bob using version 2 Jokerfish. Now there's a champion you could be proud of. It's Funtime Bob, and at Crowd Meter 4, your winner and still Rust Belt champion. Does this title even exist? Our Rust Belt, you are prestigious, one of the greatest promotions in Super Show history. The champion needs to have a name. Well, redacted, whoever that is going to have to face Matt Pineapple in May for the next title defense. Good luck with that. So we will see what happens and keep our eyes on the going-ons in the Rust Belt. Redacted, show your face. Be proud to be a champion. The Rust Belt Championship, a great honor, and you hide. You know, it's kind of like how, you know, these champions in the LFF are hiding from me, the player of the year. And, you know, let's go back to Talk of the Universe, where we should just talk about me for the next hour, honestly. In fact, I'm just going to start talking about me right now and get a head start on it. So first of all, when we're talking about me, we're
Jeremy, for that wonderful locals report.
Who fast forwarded that?
I'm sorry. We
That was like 4 minutes of glory right there.
We had to skip it. It was going a little too long.
I do apologize. We do have to be kind of rewind and fast forward through yourself. Sorry.
Oh God, you actually got it in.
I did. You damn right I did. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Not only am I player of the year, I'm setup man of the year.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bye, man.
Well, Schmidt got broken in half. And while Schmidt got broken in half, we will go ahead and talk about this past weekend where we had the Long Island Tabletop Create a Competitor event. 24 players participated in this event. And we went into a tables top cut, into dark matches, into a Derby dog collar finals.
Yeah.
Leading up into that, we had one undefeated player. That was the Italian Bombata going into top cut. And In a moment, we will be joined by the SRG BOWS
here,
Steve Rest
man.
himself.
Oh, you're here? Okay.
But
There you go.
he had you hidden still, Steve.
Oh man,
I don't bring you up until you're actually on
I
screen.
appreciate it. Thanks, man. That's the way it is done here, folks. 24 players, which is a great turnout for a convention like this. You know, huge shout out to guys like Robert the Brain Dunn, and the Lethal Endorser
Yes.
coming down a huge distance. Of course, all our guys from PA, Jersey area coming through as well. Greatly appreciate it. Really happy with the turnout of 24 people as this convention continues to grow and offer so many different things. We cut to a top 8, which would be the Italian Mombada as the Italian Mombada, the Phoenix Eevee Fresh as King Hyena, myself as the Hallow King, Robert the Brain Dunn as the Brain, Matt Hass, the Fox Assassin versus the Centipede John Von Masick as Old School Cyclone, Big Star Sam, RVD, and Rust Belt Joe as KJ Impala. And then we saw the Italian Mombada defeat Eevee Fresh in a tables match. I don't believe that was waved off. Robert the Brain Dunn would handedly beat me in a tables match as well. The Hidden Threat Matt Hass would go down to John Von Masick, and the Lethal Endorser as KJ Impala. And boy, oh boy, what an awesome deck list here. Takes out Big Star Sam as RVD. The next round, as decided by a wheel, would feature the Italian Mombada in a match of his own creation against Robert the Brain Dunn in a dark match, as the Centipede would take on KJ Impala in a dark match as well. Robert the Brain Dunn would defeat the Italian Mombada as the Centipede would take down KJ Impala, setting up the Derby dog collar match between Robert the Brain Dunn and the Old School Cyclone. And myself, Robert the Brain Dunn, and Jason Poisson. We've had some really great Project Spider talks, 2020 Vision talks, and you know, 2 of these competitors are in this chat, as brought up by Mr. Robert the Brain Dunn, and the guy knows his stuff, because here's your finals of the CAC Derby Dark Collar match starting at level 1 crown meter, and I believe at level 2, Robert the Brain Dunn would put down the Centipede, getting himself his 4th created character victory instantly, robbing the LFF as usual of things that need to be done. Okay, this is a guy you have representing the United States. Okay, he doesn't care about anything but himself. He took Ref Dave out of the 2025 CC. Okay, if you want to say that Robert the Brain Dunn is a man of the people after that move, I don't know what to tell you. This was one of the most selfish things a man of Robert the Brain Dunn's stature could have done. He robbed the people of a roller coaster of amazing promos and solid work from Ref Dave and handed it to him. And this wasn't a kind gesture. This was so he can monopolize his CAC win and take the spotlight off a guy like Ref Dave, because we know throughout 2025, everybody would be talking about Ref Dave and not Robert the Brain Dunn. All right, so we got to put a stop to this. Nonetheless, fantastic win by Robert the Brain Dunn. Finally, after how many years? This is the first character I believe Robert the Brain Dunn has created. He finally puts him into the Hall of Fame. Almost hard to believe. Never a CAC win by Robert the Brain Dunn with Robert the Brain Dunn or in general. But he gets it over John Von Masick. And what a debut for the Centipede, Mr. John Von Masick.
Yep.
You know, fantastic showing. He's swimming with some of the best in the LFF. Goes down to an all-time great, Robert the Brain Dunn, former player of the year, former world champion. But we have a runner-up here, runner-up in the SRG Olympics, finalist in the hardcore tournament. We have a finalist in Faction Wars. He's making one heck of a repertoire for himself here. So fantastic run. How about KJ Impala deck list? That's not on anybody's bingo card. I know John Press1 P was astounded to see some of the tech that the Lethal Endorser had brought on down to Long Island. Really, really fantastic event. I appreciate being able to jump in that event last minute with the Hallow King. Had a really fun run. Went down to the Hidden Threat Matt Hass super fast. He's been on a heater. Was able to rally back, make the top cut in a fantastic match against the prize fighter in basically a play-in. And sometimes you get dumb lucky, folks. I got hit with a crowd meter 4 raging roundhouse, and guess what? His lowest skill was not his lowest skill anymore because he was minus down to a 2.
Oh,
I believe he
wow.
has a 5 agility. And being that he had a 3 power thanks to my gimmick, when he rolled agility, it was only plus the crowd meter, and I was able to kick out of that and get myself a victory. But fantastic event. Everybody was super helpful with the challenge links. I'm really grateful for that going very smoothly while one of my little cousins and Isabella were rolling down the boots. Great promo cards, great setup. Huge win for Robert Kareem Dunn. Definitely well deserved. And it was great seeing so many people roll out for that convention. Convention's growing. I've really spoke with the staff about not only getting us featured again next year, but also having some designated demo teams on their half to help grow Super Show, and they're all on board for that. So hopefully next year we'll have a really great event as well.
There was also a grand battle, correct?
That is correct. And guess what? We had 20 players for the grand battle.
Wow.
19, actually. 19. Yeah, I mean, I believe 6 or 7 of them were brand new players, guys that we were able to teach bright and early in the game. And I was like, folks, if you want to have some fun, try the grand battle. It's gonna be $10. You're gonna get a ton of product. You should jump in. We did a practice round and we did our bump in, bump out grand battle, and we were left with 3 pods where Jason Poisson, the New York Phenom, as General Lee Wong, faced off against the Silent Sword, who was using Captain L Shoes.
Ooh.
And your LFF Tri-State champion, the most prestigious champion in the LFF, Mr. Le Penguin, was using the Hallow King as well. And the Silent Sword and Jason Poisson, brand new player, joining up with a new recruit to Just Business. They got Hallow King out real quick because they knew that it could get real deadly real fast. And in a banger of a matchup, Jason Poisson ends up drop kicking over the top the Silent Sword. And he's had a few words for the new players. It's nothing personal, folks. It's just business. Hardy, har, as Mr. Poisson captured himself a victory here for the grand battle. And on shocking news, Long Island Tabletop, I'm not sure what prize he ended up getting. They actually paid out in chips, which are as good as cash to the top 3 people. And in addition, I think Jason Poisson got some other stuff as a makeup for not having our 6-foot trophy. Probably for the best. You know, it is a dope prize, but 6-foot trophy, you don't got a spot
carry that
for
around.
it could be be pretty harsh. So I don't think anybody was too upset on the lack there of a trophy. But it was advertised that we'd get it, so they said they'd make it up to us. So hopefully Jason Poisson got some really dope things going on. Play True Championship is back. CMC, along with the Skywalker, came on down with the Play True Championship. It got passed around all weekend long. Some really dope photos taken with that. Ultimately ended up on the Lord of the Dance, a real beater. I believe his final victim was Brock Carson Bautista of the Crime Wave before it left with the Lord of the Dance. And then in our main event of the weekend, Le Penguin, your Tri-State Championship, would go up against his best friend, his tag team partner, the Cheetah, former Tri-State Tag Champions, former LFF Tag Team Champions, and former finalist of the Long Island Tabletop Convention, where the Cheetah defeated Mr. Le Penguin. This was a Adriana D versus the Nightmare King. Mr. Le Penguin made a great call with the Tri-State Championship, busting his 5 up to a 6. This would turn on some stops against the Cheetah. The Cheetah had a nice matchup, man. I think the 6 to the 5 was a great call. This is 2 people who know each other very, very well. A good back and forth. Mr. Le Penguin hits an early finisher. He's able to keep him down and get another finisher to put away Mr. Cheetah. And in a really epic matchup, you got to watch the 2 of them. Definitely delivered on a feud of that caliber between 2 best friends. Last year, Cheetah got the upper hand. This year was Mr. Le Penguin. Not your deck of the week, because I have another deck to go over, but I also just want to touch a little bit about Mr. Le Penguin's deck and preparations. You're starting at crowd meter 1, no DQ. Le Penguin came in there with a grapple for position. They gave him 2 10s. He's got the friendly reveals. Standing senton is going to shut off a skill requirement. I'm sure Cheetah's packing one of those. Friendly reveals. Then we go forearm shot, sweet and salty, restoration handshake. This is your Matt Hass combo, right, Mr. Press 1P in there. All American block, double wrist twist, hold it right there. What I loved about this deck was having the kick out of the corners and the Romeo specials. You're starting at Crown Meter 1, so almost a no-brainer call. But the Romeo special is really cool because it's going to get you one card, but it's also when you get to Crown Meter 2, it's going to turn on as a stop. I think that was a really big brain play by Mr. Cheetah. Swinging suplex, ripcord, lariat, imperial stretch. Of course, you're running the if the crowd meter is 1 or greater, get +1 to your C1 stop ones. That was really cool. But how about Le Penguin blasting Mr. Cheetah through the light tubes? I personally think I'm running bootlegger in this match. It's very easy to be a Monday quarterback. No DQ, New York rules. Potential of my number 6, my number 15 getting shut off. I'm going bootlegger, just maybe. I know blasted light tube is hot. We got the backpack stunner. How about Mr. Le Penguin with the standing ankle lock, which is as much as a Cheetah tech as anything on the planet, using one of his own tricks from his tag team partner. Backlash with the ladder, backlash with the steel chain. But my favorite card in this whole deck is the Atomic Slam. Really good call, man. You got a protected stop with the faceplant pile driver. You're starting at Crown Meter 1. You throw an Atomic Slam. If you're not familiar with it, it only stops the finish grapple, but your finish rolls are +1. You get this in play with the Crown Meter 1 and the Nightmare Characters finishers. Everything's pretty freaking lethal, and the title belt. So I thought that was a really cool call going into that match. Two best friends. Great show of class between the two of them. Big hug and everything on the way out, just the way we like to see in the LFF. Overall, huge success of an event. As I said, about 6 or 7 new people for the Grand Battle. Lots of people joined the discussion group. If you've seen them, lots of people joined the Discord. A couple people joined up on the Super Show, the comic Kickstarter, so that was definitely great. I got the opportunity to do an escape room for the first time in my life on a Sunday alongside Isabella. It was a ton of fun. Huge shout out to the people who do the escape room. It is Rich and Brian, the guys that are on our app team, and you might have seen some updates that they posted as well. But the escape room, they designed the sets, they printed out the signs. There was actually like really cool mechanical devices that they had, things where you solve puzzles and then music would play and the boxes are open. So it was really cool to see the types of things that the original crew from Legendary Realms is putting together with this convention and with escape rooms and set designs and hopefully our Super Show app. So all in all, great event. Highlight for John Press 1P, probably the buffet we went to. As warned several times, we went to a pretty pricey buffet. I believe we were 26 people at the buffet.
Yeah. It was like 25 or 26. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Truly amazing time at the buffet, at the event. Thank you to everybody who showed up and supported our friends setting up their own convention. I think 3 or 4 years running now. So
one little thing to add, Steve, we did have the LFF hardcore title defended.
Oh, that was a fantastic match, man.
Your
that
champion,
was a really, Thieves, the People's Casual versus the Horse. Yes,
Spencer Vance. Yes, and that was an amazing cage match.
I gotta give it up to the Horse, man. Horse has been on what is that, 6 victories or something?
Something like that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Horse, can you tell us how many victories have you gotten?
He'll tell you with pleasure, folks. I thought he was getting yeeted off the cage. I'm going to say it.
Thebes is saying that's the 5th one.
Number 5. I mean, still impressive run. The Horse we've seen him hold a plethora of different titles. He's really found his groove. He's dug his hooves into the ground with his hardcore championship thing with Spencer Vance. So that's really awesome. Awesome matchup there by the Horse. Also, you're undefeated on the weekend. Big weekend for the Italian Bovada.
All right. So that's all of week in review.
Let's chat a little bit. 98 backers here. Trying to get to 150. I think it's doable. We got a short campaign here. Folks, if you're listening to this right now and you're not a backer, get on this thing. please. I mean, this is huge. We're at a crazy point in time. Not trying to get political. I don't care about any political stuff, but who knows what is going to happen with us shipping products in over the next couple of days. This is something we're making 100% here in the United States. This is a project that greatly helps us keep this game up and running for a lot of reasons. One, obviously, we don't have some major conventions for a few months. Having something that helps us produce as much artwork as this does and able to sell, different cards and spectacles through this is huge for keeping us around and the longevity of the company. And also, we don't have to worry about any issues with it because we're making it right here in the United States with our printing partner, our books, our cards, or everything. Please, if you are thinking about back in as soon as you can. I will tell you, the money for the backing will not come out until the end of the campaign. So if you're saying, I'm going to wait till it gets closer, it's not going to make too much of a difference. We're getting closer to stretch goals. If you've seen some of the stuff we've already unlocked as part of your pledge, you're getting 4 promos to start, 4 promos that's unlocked, a character for signing up, a second, I believe 2 characters have been unlocked at this point.
Yeah, Chief Coffee's been unlocked, and
Coffee.
the I don't think Pedro Valiant's been unlocked yet.
Valiant is on his way in a print.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you're getting, I believe, 8 promo cards, 2 competitors, and a book at your bottom tier, and growing. So if we get to the next couple of people with Peter Valiant, who's one of my favorite characters. If you haven't seen what he's spoiled to do, he triples the numbers in your training with cards. So you're going to get your hands on him now, and then maybe some more training with cards come out, and you'll be able to get +3 to turn rolls or different things down the line. So
nice.
If you can, it'd be really amazing if we could get to 100 backers by the end of this show. 2 backers, folks.
That would be
Just 2 of them.
impressive. All right. Also looking forward, this tomorrow, my Thursday night fight, number 189.
Wow.
We're going to have Ring of Fire in the top 4. So be ready for that. I know some of you don't like Ring of Fire, but that just makes me want to bring it out more and more often.
I'm good.
I love Ring of Fire. Number 1, the games don't last forever. Number 2, I feel like in the recent past, every Ring of Fire match I've had has been so epic, coming down to the very end. Like every movement counts, everything you do has to be calculated. I feel like it has this like layer of tension that no other match really applies for you. Sometimes you make really risky calls and you throw that flip 4, pick up 1, and you pick it up to finish, and it pays off. Sometimes you set yourself on fire. Going to be rejected aplenty in this event. I feel like just a very, very good stipulation. So you said Ring of Fire. What else is announced?
I don't announce the finals.
Oh, so just top 4 Ring of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And then next week we're gonna do a boss ride beatdown. Is that confirmed?
That's right.
Oh,
next
baby.
week, which would be the 17th, we will be having another boss Roddy beatdown, taking advantage of this lull in between all of these large events. Why not have a bunch of events that can get you some really good prizes, hosted by the SRG BOSS?
Yep.
So you're telling me I can go 2 in a row?
I mean, you can go 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Get yourself a special request, Mr. Jeremy. I got this gorgeous boss ride beatdown winner playmat here.
Another thing I wanted to bring up right now in looking forward, and it's a very important thing here, boss. We had last night during the Brock event, Mr. Brian Waitford-Schmidt win a shot for the U.S. title.
The one that if nobody won, you would have gotten?
Yes.
That one.
And so I am asking Mr. Brian Waitford-Schmidt right now, will you drop this shot at the feet of the boss?
Well, Schmidt, you don't got to answer that just yet. You know why? Because in a couple weeks, we are going to have so many title shots to give out because we're going to absolutely shock the world and embarrass the Constellation, okay? So
Um,
once we do that, we'll make a judgment call because who knows where the United States Championship title belt is going? Who knows where the world title is going? Who knows where it is? You know, so you don't have to be pressured into doing anything, Schmidt. Ultimately, we know you're going to do what's right and what's best for the whole team and the whole LFF.
Can we have a meeting about this, Steve?
All
right, I will put the
chat all
shovel
over
away
this.
then.
Bury it. Yeah, the shovel's coming out for the constellation.
Wait, I'm not getting buried tonight? Wait, hold on. What?
You are not getting buried by the boss tonight. You've already been buried by the chat.
I give you the burial when it's Schmidt buries Schmidt. All right?
No, I don't.
Schmidt just got wasted once again
Jesus.
by Braun Breaker.
Man, can we talk about that spear, man? Is that the
That
spear
was
that
a
we're showing?
very nice spear.
Phenomenal.
The first time I watched it, it didn't even process in my brain what had happened. It was so quick.
How?
Like, what just happened? I saw the replay.
It reminded me of when what's the guy from YouTube that was speared at the Royal Rumble?
I Show Speed or
I Show
something?
Speed or something.
I
Yeah.
Show Speed
for WWE.
Yeah. That reminded me about the impact that I saw right there.
That was just.
Granted, it was Carlito taking it, so he took it even better.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't huge on Braun Breaker, you know, and he started like gradually growing on me, and then being like, "Wow, this guy's impressive." And now I'm all in, man. He's awesome. He's got. I feel like he's got the look. He's got the athleticism. You know, even the name, which I really did not like at first, kind of grew on me. The crowd's behind him too, and he's got one heck of a physique. I really think we're looking at a future world champion.
Oh yeah, hands
most
down.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Other things
That Fatal
to look.
4-way is going to be great. We got a really exciting time as we're getting ready for WrestleMania. Other things to look forward to. I have just booked a convention that I don't even remember the name of.
Oh.
May area. It
May.
is May 14th to the 20-something. It is called Geekway to the West. I'll be in St. Louis for the first time.
Hey, you're going to see Yaz. Nice.
Would love to see Yaz, Queen, former LFF World Champion, Champion of the Year. Would love to see them come on down. I will be there for 5 days. We're also getting set for the virtual Grand Gathering.
That's right. Virtual Grand Gathering.
What's the dates on the Grand Gathering?
23rd through the 25th.
Yep, and the 26th is my birthday. A lot of things on the menu for that. I've spoken with General Manager John Calais. He is thinking of having a Worlds qualifying event. And one of the things that would be required of that is a possible draft order.
Ooh.
And if this were to take place, as General Manager John Calais and I have discussed, your picks will be based on if you're signed up for the actual Grand Gathering as well. We'll give you priority on that.
Okay.
If you're going to the Grand Gathering and you want to get your ticket, please get your ticket. As we've said a lot of times, this is really important for us to make sure that we have the tickets in place for the spaces that we need to reserve, possibly bringing talent in and so on and so forth. Previous years, we almost instantly sold out when we announced the Grand Gathering. Here, we've announced it several months early. I mean, we announced it early for May, and then we moved it back to September. There are still opportunities to get one of the first 50 tickets, folks. We know there are going to be way more than 50 people at the Grand Gathering. I know. You still have 5 months. But if you can afford it, get your ticket now, lock it in, and get yourself not only one of those 1 of 50 characters, but also get yourself the opportunity to get a stronger pick in these online events.
Nice.
I am lobbying for a Boss Roddy event and the CAC. I do not believe they should be the same thing.
I mean, it'd be kind of interesting.
It could be. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying no. I'm going to talk to General Manager John Calais and build a schedule. But I personally don't think it should be the same thing. You know, I tend to be a little bit more fast and loose with the Boss Roddy beatdowns. You know, typically a lot of CACs don't have triple threats and tag team play-ins, but maybe it will. I do like the if it ain't broke, don't fix it recipe. It seems like all my Boss Friday B Towns have been very well received on the fun atmosphere that it is, the unpredictability, and a ton of prize support that you get.
I think
Because
in
of
an online format, you're more free to do something like that with a CAC because nobody got in a plane and nobody's staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
So if you have one and you have something wild happen and you're eliminated, I mean, it's not like you broke the bank to do it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Not a bad point. That's why I said it's not out of the question. You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's some cool prizing that you can do. You know, if your group wins, there's a group prize or something. Again, it's just hard because I don't want to have an event that costs $60 to play it, right? And if you're doing payoff packs and all the prizes, we'd have to find something that works on everyone's front.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. It's not out of the question, but
Mhm.
I think I would like to see a Boss Friday event, a CAC, a World Championship qualifier as some of the events over that weekend. That would be my ideal schedule. But again, I do not have the only say in that matter. We want your feedback as well.
Yeah.
I would love some late night pods for like tag team and trio formats, tornado and trios. I think that'd be really cool. Even a 6-stop.
And of course, all of those are just the things that are officially going to be hosted by the company.
Yeah.
There are still going to be multiple other Zoom rooms and all sorts of shenanigans going on every hour of the day because some of us, we can't get enough of it.
Right.
And the other big thing to remember, GM Calais has asked that every single LFF championship be defended throughout those 3 days.
Well,
and
the
if
whole
it
week.
can
The
be
whole week.
streamed,
Stupid
will
call
be
right there,
streamed.
yeah.
So
And
the whole
any that
week is
can't,
better, yeah.
trying to get them throughout that week.
So
Another thing I would ask is every single GM for the Tri-State, Midwest Coast, and Deep South try to have their own defenses during that time as well.
So
you got to make it a huge party.
So I've been talking to GM Place about scheduling these championship matches. What we're going to do is we're going to try and do as much as we can at Grand Gathering, but I have opened up the whole week that week for title defense.
Listen, my advice on this would be spread it out as much as you can, man.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna have an online event, and you might have a title match that runs an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you know, get matches in on Monday, get matches in on Tuesday, get matches in on Wednesday. You know, that would be my guess, and some for the following Monday.
The first online Grand Gathering, there was so much hassle trying to get in these matches in between the streaming of other matches.
Can we not talk about that? That brings up memories of Wool Cutters. We don't talk about that.
It was phenomenal.
We don't talk about that. No more Wool Cutters.
I mean, he's right there. You can't tell him he can't.
Farley, you can't Wool Cutter me anymore. I'm above you. I'm a better person now. I'm going to be the #1 contender for the United States Championship. That's what's going to happen.
Well,
you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I mean, Godspeed. Godspeed. Okay, if anybody's gonna take it off Mr. Robert the Brain Dunn, it might be one of ours. I just don't know what you're gonna do with the United States Championship if I were to allocate you a world title shot. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Can he be allocated the world title shot?
I don't.
Deathmatch King Cardona is in the world title picture. I mean, he's gonna send somebody through a table.
Who says I want the underworld? Who says I want the world shot?
I do not know.
All right. Well, boss, do we have any spoilers or anything?
So we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline right now.
Brewing, but not completed. Okay.
I've been fighting tooth and nail to get my hands on this Super Show board game, man. It's been cursed. All right, let's say it's been cursed. We had a file size issue, then we had a printer change, and then we had a misplaced that printer order. But now it's on track. So spoilers, it should be coming. Yeah. It's been cursed. I can't wait. It's gonna be like the biggest relief that I've had in a while. Once that's in my hand, I'm really excited to get that playing with the temporary art on the cards and all the new characters that we have. We already have the playmat boards and the meeples and everything ready to rock and roll. We just need that last component. That's coming up shortly. tomorrow we're gonna work on a couple different things on expanding the universe. I do have some really, really awesome artwork from Kieran Squires.
Ooh.
And I also know that because of some of the pre-production goals on the last Kickstarter and on this one, we have our meeting for doing some stuff with issue number 8.
Wow.
Putting some final touches on that, and then working on issue number 9 as well. So that's getting us really close.
And we'll have the phenomenal Wise Man join us as well too.
Yeah, man, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Jason Poisson let me cook. Loved the idea I came up with. So I'm excited to work on that one a little bit tomorrow. Do we have anything else scheduled for tomorrow? I know we have Beef Mode. I know we have Simple Chuck. We have a lot of different things.
Yeah,
Pete and I are going to do a late night issue.
I'm going to wait on. I put a message out to Chuck, waiting for his response. So,
okay.
As soon as I have something from him, we'll get that going.
I'm going to put a deadline also of a grand gathering for my Triad qualifier event that has been posted. I will make that known to the participants as well. But I'd like to see those matches played sooner rather than later. A lot of things shaking up this weekend. You know, will Jason Poisson be awarded a tri-state championship shot at some point? He won the grand battle. He attacked the Penguin. I know there's been a lot of talks about. A lot of them have been from New York locally. I don't know who Press 1P has in the pipeline. Who am I going to select for my third and final entrant into the Triad Championship to go along with Brock Smith?
I mean,
I don't know.
We could
It's
talk.
going to be very, very cool.
We
do. We can. Spoiler wise, I'm not sure what I would spoil.
Don't worry about spoiling anything if it's not ready, then, Steve.
I mean, like,
no, not about ready. I just wonder if I've got some stuff that haven't shown off yet. The promo cards from Long Island Tabletop, the comic style went over so well.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, really cool concept with the comic book art, and then the comic book bubbles as the text box. That was really fun.
While you're looking for anything, Steve, I think we should open up the floor to Mr. Practicite to talk about how amazing he is.
You know, I'm glad that you said that because I really am fantastic. Not only am I the player of the year, but I'm also the number one contender to every championship in the LFF, because I'm player of the year. And you know, I've been very humble about it. I'm also the greatest general manager in the history of general management. You know, all apologies to John Calais, but okay, man, I'm probably second. Honestly, I'm second. You know, Steve, I've decided.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you acknowledging me as my Triad GM being the best ever. So thank you very much, Jeremy.
I've allowed you to be the greatest American that has ever lived because I don't need that accolade. Since you can have that one. I'm a very giving man. I believe that says it all. What else we got?
Let's do spoilers.
All right, you got the share screen, Bubby.
Did you call me Bubby?
Yeah, I said Bubby.
That's tender, Schmidt. I mean, I know you don't want any tension between us, but this is intimate. That's like the time you hug me and you just gently stroke the back of my neck. The Bubby thing's it's weird.
Or I could be, you know, forward and just do the Tanya Harding. You know, we could do that. But
or he can just say that it's agility.
Huh. I could say that.
Let's see. I'm gonna send over our deck of the week to you.
I already got it.
Oh well, then post that up while we're waiting.
Right, so let's do it. Let's see. Hold on. Screen share.
Oh, you're doing that first, okay. All right, that's fine.
All right, it's a lot of stuff in the pipeline coming out.
All right, let's see it, Bubby.
That just sounds so wrong,
doesn't it? It sounds so wrong.
Oh, I see something.
We have prize cards that are coming out.
Okay.
Let's see this over here too. These are the ones I was chatting about. We're gonna have alternate art cards. They're not any sort of branding to it.
Okay.
But these are full art cards that are be very limited. As you see, the printed quantity 70, right?
Right.
We got the Vile Driver. Once I have these cards, we're gonna have that cool structure for pricing for the months, but I don't have them yet. If you can see the folder name, it says
Oh,
March
the
7th.
FTL. Love it.
FTL.
Love it.
Marvelous Baseball Bat Swing.
Hey, I know those kids.
Who are they beating up?
Me.
Blindside bombing with a normal size Jonathan N. Korea. Baseball bat knockdown.
That's the party crasher. My daughter.
This one looks so cool.
Oh, that's even better than the other two arts. Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
What's the other legendary knowledge?
It's one's
The
P
original?
and Jason, and the other one is Wolf Guardian and Ken Trey.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Using a chop against me. What up? I don't even want to say it. I'm not paying the fine. The Penguin.
He's wearing a undescribed New York uniform. It's tiny. Okay, I'm sorry.
So we will have some new prize cards. And then I said there'll be some cards that I happen to love these.
See them.
These are the ones that are gonna get Rah-Rahs cut in half.
Print them before the 12th there, Steve. Oh, don't print that. 12th, no.
Yeah, Rah-Rah's gonna go when this comes around. This is some app art. If you wonder what Nuno has been up to.
For knee cracker.
How come this is not opening in a way that I could peruse the rest of them? That's my new word of the month. I like that word.
Peruse. Cattle Crusher. Cool. High fly. Oh, another high card for RVD.
Oh, there's already a high card at 23.
I know. I'm just saying. That's another one. It's fine. Blindside Backbreaker. Okay. Cool art. Thunderous Drop Kiku. Hurricane Clothesline.
Now, the irony is, it's not a good card for the Hurricane.
Catch Sleeper Stretch. Old school
shoulder breaker.
I like that.
I don't even think we have a regular shoulder breaker yet, if you believe that.
I think I'll have to check. Blockbuster, love that art. Beautiful art with Rambo on it.
This is a correction from the WWX box.
Chop.
Here you got a chop.
I got a chop at 6. Let's go. Soup and sauce toss. Cool. Yeah, Scrapyard Cat at 21. Yep.
Oh, this is a cool card, but I just thought of, you ever think of like a better name? But it's too late. Tossin' Back Soup would have been such a good name.
Double chin
music. Chin music.
Very good card.
Double knee booster. Turnbuckle slams. Double cross.
We're gonna have some good sign-up promos here. There'll also be a plethora of characters that are gonna be printed, and Probably released with Grand Gathering and such.
Okay.
I wonder who's going to be the Miss Rambo to blow up.
I want to know how to put my cards in play for my opponent.
What do you mean?
I want my opponent to have those ones that count as 2 submissions.
Oh.
Brutus Bison will be coming out. Protectors of the Light. The Hot Rod. This one. This was
Defector.
all me, folks. I
Defector.
don't even know if they've seen this yet.
We haven't seen it.
Might be a brand new Grand Pack character.
Defector. After you discard any number of cards from your hand for a card effect or gimmick, add 1 card from your discard pile to hand. Interesting. Very interesting.
So, Steve, which former Crime Wave member is that under the mask?
It is a Triad champion, a former Triad champion. It's good effect.
Really good. Or to strike, each player randomly discards 2 cards from their hand. It's not bad. Dismantle it. Sub finish. 3 attack, 1 to sub, discard any number of cards from your hand. Your opponent discards the same number of cards from their hand, -1.
So if you discard 5, they discard 4.
Yeah, make you grab a card back. Nice.
I think Mike Denoya did a fantastic job with that. Oh, speaking of Mike Denoya,
Yeah.
I announced who my CAC win was going to.
Yes.
The Decimator.
Big Star Sam's mom. That was one of the bigger
Yes,
news.
you
this
know,
weekend.
I had spoken behind closed doors about doing Big Star Sam. I had a mole, let's call it, who was supposed to be doing research for me to get the finishers and stuff, but that did not pan out.
Oh.
And then in the time of waiting for that, Mr. Simon Dabner was super generous.
Oh, great, man.
And purchased one and gave it to him.
Yeah.
I remember I played against her in that CAC. It was pretty good match. That was the same day I won the world title.
She has a mean...
She was at this CAC. She was doing really well.
Yep. She plays Rainbow
Plenty more spoilers to come in the following weeks. Let's get this deck of the week quick so we can get rocking and rolling.
Give me a second. Hold up.
This one came from El Hombre Cybernetica, who's playing a pretty affordable character, very easy to find from what I understand. If it was 2016, AJ Styles. All right, and he's using one of the most popular cards in the game right now, the Ringside Ruckus with the floats. Can't go wrong with using this card. Pretty cool entrance card with AJ. I don't know if the value is there, considering that the fact that you have two tens allows you to have like one less way of using it. But still, I mean, really great card.
Actually, it covers one of your like fewer botches.
So, I'm just trying to math it in my head, right? Like, because you have 2 10s, you don't have the possibility of using it on the 9 to a 10, right? But if it is live, if it is live, then you have like a lot of odds of doing a turn roll, right? So it might still be fine, right?
It's boosting your win odds against using a character who already has boosted odds.
Yes. So
Yeah.
or
Well, not
reducing
boosting
your
your win
loss
odds.
odds. Yeah.
Yeah,
reducing.
decreasing your loss odds. Same.
Uh,
Yeah, not the same.
Volley of strikes, give him an 11. Hey, why not? I'll have an 11 and a 10. Arm and collar tie up, snap headlock. I think personally, maybe I'm wrong on this. I don't know if it makes any difference, but for me, it feels like the leapfrog making the 9 to an 11 is more math
Okay.
in your favor, but I don't think that makes any difference again.
The only difference it makes if you're playing somebody with a gimmick blank, then it does make a difference. Otherwise, it's the same.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of that going around these days. Arm and collar tie up, snap headlock, can't go wrong. Sprinting thrust kick. Spinning thrust kick, I think, is one of the better calls in the meta right now. I mean, how many decks are you seeing with an equal 8 and a beg for mercy? I feel like lots of them have 1, a lot of them have 2. Really good call. Super hip toss, derailed, best card in the game, folks. I'm gonna say it. All right, if you have the iron will to throw this thing, AJ Styles is one of my examples of a deck I would use it with. You have an inherited turn roll advantage. If I'm going to, by math, win slightly more turn rolls than you, this is a character I want that has a reset button. So drawing dimes, call to the crowd agility, cauldron boil. I mean, what is this? This is smash, smash, smash the Styles Clash right there. I love this 7, 8, and 9. This is not playing to stay alive, which many people do. There's no shuffle 4s back here. There's no I'm gonna Muay Thai knee strike you. There's no I'm gonna take away your spotlights. This is I am going to beat your head in with my deck, with my turn roll advantage. Just so drawing dimes, call the crowd agility, and cauldron boil, which top decks a grapple. Number 10, bow to none. Strike skill. With APOC running rampant, this is just a good card to just be like, oh, you're gonna get beat to death with grapples, and you don't have a 4 if you're running APOC. So I like that. Slithering tackle, hold it right there. Hold it right there line. Again, super popular line. Nice to have one of these at the pass berry game for sure. High impact knee chop. Lightning fast whip. If you're not familiar with lightning fast whip, it's from the previous Grand Pack. Search your deck for a grapple, put it on top of your deck. Set up for the Style Clash right away. All-American Sheep Army. 16. I don't think I've played this card much, but it is one of the most played cards I've seen in a very long time. Sledgehammer the Quad. This is a, hey, you're trying to clear my board with a Giant Mode or a Colossal Smash or an APOC. It's not going anywhere. So I like this call. Spinebreaker, I love Spinebreaker here. I'm on team if you have a follow-up and play, pick up a finish, depending on your deck list. If you're running like Gathering the Pineapple and stuff, I'm on board with the other ones. But I prefer a Spinebreaker to a spinning suplex, a swinging suplex rather. You're gonna do your lightning fast whip. You're gonna go grab the Styles Clash. You throw the Styles Clash. You Spinebreaker it right back to your hand. And the cool part is if you hit a bow to none, they can't APOC your board away. So I love that call. Tree of Woe, same principle there. Blindside Smash, Panic Slam, Back Break. Again, no tricks in 86. Spin Wheel Kick. This is a good one, right? Does AJ, do any of his finishers pump up agility? I don't believe so, right?
No.
I don't.
Not the Spiral Tap hits what? Agility and we got to check on that one.
I'm looking right now. Hold on.
But you get a Spin Wheel Kick in play. Your Styles Clash is what? +3/+3 with 9 to a 10. And then we're going to really kill you when we throw in a set up the table there, right?
Oh, he loves throwing these tables.
If you got to set up the table with the Spin Wheel Kick and the Styles Clash, you're looking at +3/+3, 9 to a 10, and then +1 to everything on top of that on a super protected grapple. That is going to absolutely cripple you.
Yeah, the strike finish does 1 to agility, 1 to attack.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Thought so. Bulldog Choke, again, cool with the hold it right there. I love these sort of techs. If you have a super protected grapple, late game, you could be like pass berry, hold it right there, pass berry, Bulldog Choke, and now you have no C1 stop one coming for my Styles Clash. Boss Beats takes away your if stops. double leg bridge takes away your spotlights and your half grab. I feel like this is such a cool meta call. Personally, I try to let the odds of not running into these things help. If you're backing the Kickstarter and you can get lift you up and drags you down, you might even be more safe in taking out boss beats or double leg bridge. I think I'm going with more punch to kill my opponent. I'm thinking one of these cards is the size of the fight the dog or a get that out of here. If I'm going all in on smashing that Styles Clash, I want to stop here that recovers it. Maybe go rolling forearm instead of boss beats, and then something that spams at the 26. Spiral tap, Styles Clash, Cat Killer.
And here's a counterpoint, though. He was going into an environment where he knew Steve Rest might bring scrappers.
Which is why I did not play it. Everybody says Steve's going to bring scrappers to the CAC. I said I can't, because if I win the CAC and he gets Hall of Fame, then there's no more fear of scrappers ever again. We can't. I will not bring scrappers to a CAC. Now, you guys better run from my dog when we have a world championship event, something where I can use it. But I vow not to, unless this is the biggest long-term bluff of all time, and I lull you all into a false sense of security and bring scrappers out. But yes, that is a good point. So you could run get that out of there, or the new grab hold of the ropes or something to get it back in. But yeah, awesome deck design, Carlos Lumbre, bringing out a classic in AJ Styles. And I love the aggression here.
Yeah.
We had a banger of a match. I had mentioned in some of our deck of the week talks, I need to have at least one chop down in my deck. I feel naked if I don't have one. He lightning fast whipped me, and I was able to chop down away the Styles Clash, and it bought me a couple turns to hit a finisher. And then I was able to get that in the quest for winning a Thursday night fight. So it was pretty awesome having that there. But yeah, really great deck. It's going to get me some working on some card designs. What about a number 14 that only searched for your finished grapple, but it went directly to hand? That'd be too good. That's something.
I mean, there'd have to be a skill card at least.
Would it? I mean,
yeah.
This
I
one
don't
gets
think so.
any grapple.
Oh, any
This
grapple?
gets So lightning fast is any grapple on top of your deck.
Yeah.
If we did another one that was just search your deck for your finished grapple and add it to your hand.
You put Boss or Sheep in it, I'm good with it.
I mean, for $250 hairs, you can put whatever you want. But nonetheless, tomorrow is Expanding the Universe. We're going to recreate Pedro Valiant. We did not get our 2 back requests. Sad face.
Little sad.
Sad.
Makes sense.
I feel like
Get
if
your
I'm-
brackets in. Get your brackets in for my Triad Contender. So if you get that right, there'll be some pretty good prizes. And then maybe we get the GOAT spot. I wonder what the odds are Constellation versus Crime Wave.
Well, you're wanting odds from a guy who's been tied up in a warehouse and beaten in the head with a baseball bat all week. I don't know how well that's going
If
to work.
only the guy wouldn't have left the one faction that could offer him the protection he needed. Shame.
Yep.
And then his tag partner decides to, beat him up. That's a shame.
No,
Shame.
that might be Crime Wave training.
Shame.
Is there
Shame.
anything else we got to cover? Or we say bye, man.
I think we're good, folks. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Talk of the Universe.
Chibby,
What?
you're not the host anymore, remember?
All right, Jeremy, say it.
I'll let you do my job for me.
Okay.
Yay! No,
All right.
I'm not doing it anymore.
We're off. Hello.
Everyone's back.
We're off there.
Bye, man.